Tonight I'm doing something really comforting because I think we all deserve it, macaroni cheese. If you haven't made mac and cheese before, don't worry, it's really, really simple. You don't need the box stuff. I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch and we're just going to get started. First up, you're going to need about 1/4 cup of butter and we're just going to pop that into our lovely hot pot. Listen to that sizzle. Oh yeah. We're just going to melt that down. Oh, very nice. Oh, there's something so comforting about the smell of hot butter in the pan, right? Okay, to that, we're going to add 1/4 cup of plain flour. This is a basic roux, which is the beginning of a white sauce. You don't need to know that. All you need to know is that it's butter and flour. In that goes. We're going to give that a bit of a whisk. That'll just cook the flour down a little bit. Stop that raw flour taste. You can see it becomes a paste and gets a nice toasty sort of brown smell about it, which is beautiful. To that, we're going to add 2 cups of plain milk. And it's important at this point that we keep whisking the whole time. Now what the flour is going to do is help that to thicken up and become our nice thick white sauce that will coat our macaroni a bit later on. Now while this is thickening up, it's a good time to add a pinch of salt. I like to add garlic powder to mine, but you only need to use this if you happen to have it in your pantry. Don't worry if you don't. And I like to add smoky paprika to mine, but you can add whatever spices you like that you happen to have in your pantry. Don't be too precious about it. All right, it's starting to thicken a little bit. And we're just going to stir that for a couple of minutes, make sure we get all the lumps out and watch it go nice and thick. Okay, that's thickened up beautifully, which you can see there. And to that, I'm going to add 2 cups of whatever cheese you've got. This is just grated cheddar that I happened to have in my freezer. So go ahead and use that. If you want to use a mix with a bit of Parmesan, you can go for that as well. But quite frankly, good old cheddar will do nicely. We're going to give that a good stir through and watch the cheese melt. Now, if it's getting really thick, I have a secret weapon. This is really important. When I cooked my macaroni earlier, I saved some of the pasta water. Now, this is full of starch and it will help the sauce to stay nice and glossy but thin out if you need it. So I'm going to add a little bit now and stir it through. Oh, that is looking so good. Okay, let me just show you how silky this is getting. Here we go. Look at that. So beautiful. That is going to coat our pasta perfectly. And I reckon we are almost ready. One of the last things I like to add to mine is some chopped chives, if you have them. Spring onion, sorry. Stir that through. And the heat will just take the oniony edge off a little bit. And then I like to add to mine, I usually add frozen corn, but because we're in quarantine, I couldn't get frozen corn this week. I could only get frozen corn and peas mixed together. So this week, the kids are getting a mixture. So I'm going to tip that in now. Hide some extra veggies in there for the kids. Oh yeah, and then the very last thing we're going to do is add in our pre-cooked pasta. So tip all that in. I used elbows for my mac and cheese because I couldn't get macaroni, could only get little elbows. And we're just going to stir that all through. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is comfort in a pot. This is like a cuddle in a pot, I think. Oh, who needs boxed macaroni cheese when you can make it yourself like this? Oh my goodness. Now again, if the sauce is getting a little bit too stiff at this point, a bit more pasta water always helps. I'm just going to add it now because I really want that sauce to go right over my mac and cheese. Oh, this looks so good. Alrighty, there we go. Look how silky that is. Can you see how silky the sauce is covering that pasta? Look at that. Oh my goodness. All right, there's nothing left to do now except serve it up and have a taste. So we turn it off the heat. Oh. I'm going to serve some up and have a taste and check it for seasoning. So good, so simple. A little bit of arm work in stirring that roux, but other than that, this is a one-pot meal that I guarantee you the kids will absolutely fight over. Now that is a bowl just for me, so I should probably stop serving there. Alrighty, let's have a taste. Look at that, absolutely perfect. Silky smooth, comforting macaroni cheese, made from things that you mostly have in the pantry already. So here we go, let's have a taste. Try not to burn my mouth. If you have never made macaroni cheese at home, now is a really good time to start. I guarantee the family will love it. Cook along with the recipe. Tell me how you go. I will see you next time on 9 Honey's Quarantine Kitchen.